going to teach you a very interesting poem by the name of Childhood, written by Marcus Newton. So who was Marcus Newton? Actually, we get a very sketchy idea about him. He was a Norwegian poet and nothing much is known about him, where he was born, when he was born. But we come to know that at the age of 12, he wrote this beautiful poem, Childhood, expressing his lament and grief over the loss of childhood. Now you are children, and this period of your life is the best period. It is called the spring of life. This period of life is characterized by fun, frolic, free from worries and anxieties, where one is not able to distinguish between what is right and what is wrong, and a child is so innocent that he is away from all the hypocrisies of the adult world. In other words, in this poem, the poet tries to highlight the hypocritic world of the adults. He also mentions some important characteristics of this period and shows the difference between the world of children and the world of adults. The two worlds are juxtaposed here, and we come to know that a child is very innocent and he cannot see the flaws or the hypocrisies of the adults during this stage of life. As he grows up, as he ceases to be a child, then he realizes what is right, what is wrong, and he uses his rational mind, rationality, in other words, to understand what is right and wrong. Then he can also take decisions on his own. But till this age, till he is 11, till he is a child, he does not know how to use his mind to see what is right and wrong.
Students, I'll read out a poem to you. Childhood by Marcus Newton. When did my childhood go? Was it the day I ceased to be 11? Was it the time I realized that hell and heaven could not be found in geography and therefore could not be? Was that the day? When did my childhood go? Was it the time I realized that adults were not all they seemed to be? They talked of love and preached of love, but did not act so lovingly. Was that the day? When did my childhood go? Was it when I found my mind was really mine, to use whichever way I choose, producing thoughts that were not those of other people, but my own and mine alone? Was that the day? Where did my childhood go? It went to some forgotten place that's hidden in an infant's face. That's all I know. Now children, let us look at the explanation of the poem. The first stanza. When did my childhood go? Was it the day I ceased to be 11? Was it the time I realized that hell and heaven could not be found in geography and therefore could not be? Was that the day? So in the first stanza, the poet asked a question, when did my childhood go? So he is confused. He asked himself, so when did I lose my childhood? Actually, the poet is regretting the fact, he is lamenting the fact that he has lost his childhood. So he is asking, when did I stop being a child? Cease means to stop. Was it the day I ceased to be 11? When I crossed 11, was it the time I stopped being a child? Was it the time I realized that hell and heaven could not be found in geography and therefore could not be? Was that the day? So he says that, did I lose my childhood when I realized that hell and heaven, they were just imaginary places, they did not really exist? So in your childhood, what happens? Adults tell you that if you do bad deeds, you will go to hell. And if you are good, you obey your parents, you listen to your elders, you are good to everyone, then you will be rewarded in heaven. So, a child starts believing these things told to them by others or by their parents or by their elders. They really think that such places as heaven and hell exist. But when they cross the stage of childhood and attain adulthood, then they realize that actually these are not places that exist. So they attain what? Rationality. Okay, they become rational human beings. So he says, when I came to know that hell and heaven do not really exist, they are not to be found in geography, was that the day I stopped being a child. So here he says that he is not as innocent as he was in the past, and therefore could not be, was that the day. So he gains in the first stanza the characteristic of childhood is innocence, and once one crosses that period, he attains rationality. Okay, that is pointed out in the first stanza. Now students, let us look at the second stanza. When did my childhood go? Was it the time I realized that adults were not all they seemed to be? They talked of love and preached of love, but did not act so lovingly. Was that the day? So in the second stanza, he realizes the truth of life. What is the truth of life? That adults are very pretentious. He discovers the hypocrisy of the adults. They actually tell others to be loving, caring, but they themselves do not practice. This is something which he realized when he ceased being a child, when he stopped being a child, when he crossed the stage of childhood and entered the adult stage. Okay, when did my childhood go? Again the question is repeated. When? He wonders when he lost his childhood. Was it the time I realized that adults were not all they seem to be? All they seem to be means they are dual-faced. They say something but they mean something else. There is no harmony between their words and actions. They talked of love and preached of love but did not act so lovingly. So, but children, they are not like that. They are very innocent. Two important characteristics of children are that they are very innocent and they are very pure. They are not pretentious. What they say, they mean that. But we adults, we are dual-faced, we are hypocrites. We say something, we mean another. We gossip, we are backbiters. We pretend to love somebody, but behind their back, we gossip. So this is something, these are the things which were discovered by him when he ceased being a child, when he stopped being a child, but did not act so lovingly. Was that the day? So this realization came to him. So in the second stage, what he discovers, the hypocrisy of the adults. Okay, is that clear, children? Going on to the third stanza. When did my childhood go? Was it when I found my mind was really mine, to use whichever way I choose, producing thoughts that were not those of other people, but my own and mine alone? Was that the day? So in the third stanza, he says, he again repeats the question that when did my childhood go? Was it when I found my mind was really mine? That means he began to take decisions on his own. His thoughts were his own. They were not produced by other people, or he was no longer under the influence of elders or parents. That means he attained individuality. He could distinguish between right and wrong and take decisions on his own. So when we are small, when we are children, in childhood, what we do, we actually consult our elders, we take the advice of our parents, and it is very necessary, of course, at this stage in childhood that we take the advice of others, and our thoughts are also influenced by others, because we are so young that we are unable to distinguish between what is good and what is bad, and in the process we may end up doing something which may not be good for us. So our thoughts are also those thoughts that are produced by other people, or they are influenced by other people, or we take the guidance of other people. That means we cannot take decisions on our own. We lack that decision making capacity. But when we start taking decisions on our own, act on our own, the mind is really our mind. That means our mind is controlled by our own thoughts and processes. Then we can say that we are adults. We are no longer children. Producing thoughts that were not those of other people but my own and mine alone was that the day. So he says probably I lost my childhood when I started taking decisions on my own. I attained individuality. So in the third stanza, he says that he attained individuality, and it was probably at that stage he ceased being a child. He stopped being a child. Clear? This is the concluding stanza and the fourth one. Okay. Where did my childhood go? It went to some forgotten place that's hidden in an infant's face. That's all I know. So in all the other three stanzas, you have noticed that the sentence starts with when, but in the last stanza, it is where, which place. The emphasis has shifted from when to where. Where did my childhood go? So which place did it go? It went to some forgotten place, a place that he has forgotten. He doesn't know. It's hidden in an infant's face. So look at the word infant. So why the word infant is used? Because we know that innocence and purity are found only in an infant or in a child. So he says that those qualities or those characteristics have gone to an infant. And when we look at an infant or when we look at a child, we remember our old childhood, right? We remember how innocent we were, how playful we were, what a beautiful life we had, how much fun we had. We did not know what is right and what is wrong. We were not aware of the ugly things of this world. We thought the world to be a very beautiful place where only good, nice and beautiful people live in. So ignorance is bliss, you can say. We were so ignorant of the cruel ways of the world. We were so happy then. So all this innocence, purity of heart, these characteristics can only be found in an infant's face. That is why the poet says that my childhood is hidden in an infant's face. That's all I know. He concludes it by saying that I know that I lost my childhood and it has gone to it is hidden in an infant's face. Clear, students? In this poem, the poet wonders when he lost his childhood and the innocence he had. He became conscious that he no longer sees the world as he did earlier, and he can sense the hypocrisy in people. He recalled many instances in his life when he could have lost his childhood. He wondered if it was the day he ceased to be 11, or he realized that hell and heaven didn't exist in this world and no one could find them in geography. Next, he talks about the possibility when he realized that adults are not what they seem to be and they are hypocrites. They talk and preach of love, but their actions don't say so. Was it the day when he realized that his mind was his own and capable of producing his own thoughts? No one could own that, and he is an individual with his particular personality. In the last stanza, he talks about the whereabouts of his childhood. He concludes that it had gone to some forgotten place and it can only be found in the innocent face of an infant. Students, let us look at the literary devices used in this poem. So, the first literary device that is used here is refrain. Now, what is refrain? Refrain is a set of words or a group of lines that appear in the poem where a poem divides into different sections. Okay. So, here, when did my childhood go? So, and this is repeated. You can see when did my childhood go? It is repeated in every stanza, and in the last stanza, when changes to where. Okay. That is refrain. Then we have personification. Personification, you understand, attributing human qualities. So, in this poem, the stage childhood is personified. Where did my childhood go? So, it is personified here. Okay. Then we have another literary device, that is metaphor. Metaphor is a literary device that is used for comparison. Okay, so here the line that is in the third stanza, the mind producing thoughts. So here the mind is compared to a machine that produces thoughts, okay, mechanically. So he says that in the third stanza, his mind no longer produces thoughts mechanically, but he is able to take decisions on his own. Then the next literary device that is used here is epigram. So epigram, you can say, is a witty, concise or satirical statement. Like the last line, the last stanza, that's hidden in an infant's face, that's all I know. So this statement is quite witty, it has meaning, it is satirical also, you can say, because innocence is found only in the face of an infant. Then going on to the next literary device, it is antithesis. Now what is antithesis? When two opposite words are used together, they come together. In this poem, you see the words hell and heaven. They are completely opposite, heaven and hell or hell and heaven. But in the poem, you can see in the first stanza how it is coming together. Was it the time I realized that hell and heaven could not be found in geography? So two opposite words coming together. This literary device is called what? Antithesis. Next is alliteration. The occurrence of the same letter or sound. The sound is repeated, same sound, okay, at the beginning of closely connected words. Like in the poem, you can see the time, was it the time, my mind, sound, the sound. These are repeated, whichever way, thoughts that. So these similar sounds coming together. Clear? That is alliteration. Then we have another literary device, that is inversion. Inversion means the order is changed. The verb order is reversed when the subject verb order is reversed. Like to use whichever way I choose. So this order is not systematic, you can say. So the subject verb order is changed here, inverted. That is why it is called inversion. So these are some of the literary devices used in the poem. So actually now we are discussing about the structure of the poem, like coming on to the rhyme scheme. We have discussed literary devices, now the rhyme scheme. Now what is the rhyme scheme of the poem? So you see, it does not follow a regular rhyme scheme. Okay, So in the first stanza, you look at the lines. When did my childhood go? Go. Look at the word go. Was it the day I ceased to be 11? So go 11, not matching. So it is A, B. Then again, was it the time I realized that hell and heaven, 11 and heaven matching? So it is A, B, B. Again, could not be found in geography and therefore could not be. Geography B. So it is C, C. And finally the last line, was that the day? Not matching with any of the words. So it is D. So in the first stanza, you see the rhyme scheme is A, B, B, C, C, D. But the rest of the stanzas, if you look at the rhyme scheme, you find that they are not matching or they are not in a rhyme. They do not follow any regular rhyme scheme. So the rhyme scheme is irregular. We have irregular rhyming in this poem. Is that clear, students? Children, in this video you have a summary of the poem along with some sample answers. At the end of the video you will also find a few questions. Kindly attempt those questions. Students, I am going to discuss some questions with you now. So the first question that I am going to discuss is, how does the poet take the loss of his childhood? So these questions, they normally come for 2 to 3 marks, short questions. So what you are going to write for this question? So you have to write that the poet greatly laments the loss of his childhood. He is sad. He regrets the fact that he has lost his childhood, because with the loss of his childhood, he has lost his innocence also. It is a great loss, okay? And he feels sad and nostalgic. So you are going to write according to the marks. So as I explained the poem, when I was explaining the poem, I told you that he keeps asking the question, when did I lose my childhood? Was it the day I ceased to be 11? Was it the time I realized that adults were hypocrites? So he learned many ugly things of life. He then realizes that people are not as good as they seem to be. He also attained individuality. He attained rationality. So these were different things which he learned after he ceased to be a child. So in this answer, the important points that you are going to include are that he feels sad, he feels nostalgic, okay, and it is a great loss to him. Clear? Now going to the next question. When does the poet feel that he became an adult? So perhaps it was when he stopped being 11. Okay, that is the main point that you are going to include. Then he was able to distinguish between fact and fiction. When I explained the poem, I told you that children are told that hell and heaven really exist. When they are up to mischief, they are told that God will punish you and you will go to hell. And if you do good deeds, you will go to heaven. So they believe what is told to them because they are innocent. They are not aware of the facts of life, the realities of life. So they are unable to distinguish between fact and fiction. But when he came to know the fact, he became an adult. Then when he was a child, he believed in imaginary concepts like I told you, heaven and hell, which really did not exist. After the realization came to him, when realization dawned upon him, facts became known to him, then he became an adult. Clear? These are the points you are going to include in the second question. Now, what differentiates childhood from adulthood? So, from experience, many of us know what is the difference between childhood and adulthood. You can see mainly it is the independence of thoughts. You start thinking on your own. You know what is right and what is wrong. You can take decisions on your own. Okay. And also you are not under anybody. No one can influence your thoughts because you are an adult. You know what is best for you and what you should do. Then what happens in adulthood, or when you are an adult, reasoning dawns upon you, which is absent when you are a child, which is not found in this period of childhood. Then you become matured. You are able to take mature decisions based on logic and reasoning. Okay? And you are an independent human being. You are an independent adult. You are no longer dependent upon others. Okay? For your thoughts, for your actions, for your decisions, everything. So, these are the major differences between the period of childhood and adulthood. Then the fourth question, how did the speaker realize the hypocrisy of adults? So he realized that a wide gulf actually existed between what adults are and what they appeared. There was a contradiction between their words and actions, how they behaved and what they said. There was no harmony between their words and actions. They talked of love, they preached love, but they themselves did not practice. They were not so loving, they were not so pure. And these were some of the hypocrisies which the poet discovered after he ceased to be a child. So you have to write these points in your answer. Okay. Then going on to the next question. What is the poet trying to convey when he says that childhood is hidden in an infant's face? When I explained the poem, children, I told you that infants are what? They are symbols, or you can say epitome of innocence. They are very pure, they are simple, innocent, kind, and they trust everyone. They do not think that people can think bad about others, do bad to others. They are very innocent. They are not dual-faced like the adults. So, and it's contrasted, they are contrasted with the adults. And on the other hand, you can see that adults are very manipulative. They are cunning. And that is why when he stops being a child, he realizes the evil ways of the world. And after that, when he enters the adult world, he develops rational thoughts. And this is followed by what? That his innocence is lost. His innocence fades away. So the poet says that when childhood is hidden in an infant's face, so all the innocence, all the purity, simplicity, everything is gone, has vanished, and they can be found only in the face of an infant. Why? Because an infant epitomizes innocence, simplicity, love, kindness, charity, purity, all these things taken together, which adults do not possess. Clear, students? Some more questions for you, students. Look at this. The stanza is given to you. When did my childhood go? Was it the day I ceased to be 11? The first stanza. Okay. Heaven and hell. Those concepts are there. So the questions that follow are, what does childhood here denote? What does it denote? It denotes innocence and purity. The next question. When did the poet think his childhood ended? When he ceased to be 11, when he stopped being 11. Okay. The next one. What are hell and heaven referred to here? They are what? They are state of mind. They actually do not exist. But when he was small, he was made to believe like that. So you don't have to write in detail. These questions carry just 1 mark each. Okay. They are state of mind. Next is, how does the poet seem to feel on the loss of his childhood? He feels regretful, he regrets, he laments the fact that he has lost his childhood. So these are just 1 mark questions, children. You don't have to elaborate. You can write in 1 sentence. Okay? Going on to the next. So students, look at this question. When did my childhood go? Was it when I found my mind was really mine? So this stanza is given to you. The questions that follow are, with what does the poet associate adulthood? So here in the stanza, it is associated with what? Individuality. The poet gains individuality after he stops being a child. Next question, what does the poet mean by my mind was really mine? That means he means to say that he became independent in his thinking. He could take decisions on his own. Clear? Next, what do we not have in childhood? What we do not have in childhood, that is, we do not have our thoughts in childhood. That means we cannot make decisions on our own. We do not have that rational mind to make distinction between the right and wrong. Okay. And the last question, when is childhood lost? Childhood is lost when you become mature, when you become an adult. So these are some of the questions which I discussed with you today. There are some more questions in this video. You will attempt and write the answers.